and welcome back to Living Off Grid. Wanted to cover a little subject that I think that everybody should consider. If you've got any property at all that's got some open space, plant some fruit trees. Just in the view here, I've got 2 cherry trees. I've got 2 apple trees, the smaller ones. That's a gum tree there by the boat. And on the other side of the boat, it's also a gum tree. But those 2 smaller trees that I'm lining up on now are both apple. And down here in the background, let's see if I can get my finger right, that is a peach tree. And I've got a pear tree down to my right, down here, right about there. Okay, so we're trying to create a little orchard here. 2 cherries, 4 apples, a peach, and a pear. And these gum trees, I've left them in place for right now. They just provide shade for this nice little area I've got. But they're coming out. And I got to looking at some of the other trees I had in this area. I was going to cut them as well here soon. I don't think I'm going to do that now, because these are American persimmon trees. And they're fruiting this year. I've got a couple there, and I've got a couple of there. So in my orchard area, I ended up with about 4 more fruit trees than I realized they even had. I just hadn't seen them or paid attention to them enough to realize what they were. And because of that, I got to looking around, and in the sheep's pen, that little cluster of trees there, most of that is persimmon. And then on up closer to the cabin area, over into the woods a little bit, it's a bunch of persimmon as well. So maybe, just maybe, we'll get some fruit out of that. I know American persimmon is tricky. You got to catch it at just the right time. But I've had persimmon before and I really like it. It also is a great deer attractant. Deer can eat a lot of things that you can't, so they can catch them when they're not quite ripe and ready. And I do get quite a few deer through this little area down here, so maybe that's why. Anyway, my suggestion is, if you have some property, and even if you suck at gardening, plant some trees, because trees produce, and you don't have to do a whole lot for them. Trim them here, trim them there a little bit, and that's about it. And that's a lot of food, a lot of free food. And if you haven't seen the grocery stores lately, food is not getting any cheaper. So plant you some stuff, and in a few years you'll have some fruit. All right. Y'all have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Please like, comment, and subscribe.